Can my business turn just $10 into $50,000 in only 5 months? Last year, we did a challenge where we turned $10 into $10,000 at garage sales. But what if we tried an even harder challenge with our current business? So I want to know, what can our current business turn $10 into over 5 months? This was an entire crew effort, so Sky Guy's going to encapsulate everything that took place.
Week 1. We want to spend this $10 as wisely as possible to get something that's fast moving. I don't know if you guys know this, but $50,000 in profit is actually like $150,000 to $200,000 in sales. And in 5 months, that's not a very long time to do that. So for every garage sale we actually get a score at, we usually miss it like 5 to 10, but there's a much higher chance of there being a good hit here, like this house. So let's see.
Are you the YouTube guys?
Maybe.
Last year.
Maybe. We're hunting for video games today.
With our first sale resulting in nothing, there were still plenty more to hit.
See some games. They're not pretty, but they're games.
That's cool. Godfather complete epic.
It's $10. We started off with the Godfather.
Maybe give him enough that can't refuse.
Those that don't know, I come from a family of mobsters, actually.
All jokes aside, this sale has everything we typically look for at sales. But with only $10, were we really going to make our first purchase Xbox games?
Doing a little challenge, trying to turn $10 into $50,000.
There you go.
Yeah.
Good luck. I've been trying that all my life. I'm almost there.
Good.
I'm working on $1 million though.
There we go. That's a better number.
I'm older than you.
Yeah. Would you do 5 for the pair?
Yep.
Sweet. There's $5. We're on our way. Thank you. Thank you very much. Yeah. What if I told you we only had 5 months to do it?
Oh, well.
That make it a little.
All right, that's good.
Oh gosh, make it 500,000.
Now that we have our first items, here was our plan to get some quick cash. Part of our business is buying and selling to local connections, and in this city is a Discord member who happens to be one of those. The thought was selling stuff quickly to him would allow us to keep buying.
Hello?
Oh, hi Luke. Found my first find.
The games were worth about $25, so Luke agreed to pay $10. Since he was out at garage sales as well, and we wanted to respect his time, we decided to just have Luke PayPal us as we sell him stuff and meet up later. The next sale we did see some games, but for the price, they weren't really worth it for our purposes. We continued on and bought a camera bundle for $10 when we ran into our first problem. You see, we had 2 rules for this challenge. 1, the speed of cash, meaning we can't spend money we don't have, and 2, the fast nickel, meaning we have to sell everything within a week or we give the item away. So when we bought this camera and Luke didn't pick up, everything sort of halted. Our backup was to quickly list things on Facebook Marketplace, but that could take hours to see any payoff. And sure enough, the next sale had exactly what we were looking for: retro games. But thankfully, we got a hold of Luke and made a couple of sales.
So we are up to $50, and I feel pretty good about that. Our goal for just like this morning, I really want to hit $100, and then from there, we will stop selling to Luke, possibly, I don't know. But what I think we're gonna do is sell a bunch of it live tonight, like from our hotel room.
We continued on and found some more items, including 1 boxed Xbox One, bringing us back down to just $5. We sent a picture of it to our connection and got payment right before another insane game find.
So apparently there's an N64. I just, you know if it's working at all?
Oh yeah, it should. I just
Okay.
thought that we don't have all the connections and stuff for because we already.
Is there, no, I'll just set it up right here.
Yeah.
I don't want to be in anybody's, I didn't want to be in anybody's way. Okay. A lot of people buying them have old TVs.
We have a YouTube channel.
We have a
We like
YouTube
to
where we look
go
for
out and
games.
hunt for games and stuff like
Is that
like
okay?
American Pickers.
We can
and
blur
stuff
your
like that.
faces if you
We have
want.
a good time with it.
No, it's awesome.
It's a little fun hobby.
Pepto-Bismol pink Nintendo.
Yeah, DS Lite. Do you have games for this at all?
Yes, they all should be in there.
Okay.
It opens up in the back.
Okay. I'll be honest with you, I have $85 for, would you do that for all this and all the?
100%, yes, I would.
But if you want her on the channel, she'll say something.
Do you want to subscribe?
What is it? I'll look it up.
It's
Chase
called
after the right price.
on the road to 200,000 subscribers.
Oh wow.
We're in
Nice.
we're trying to passed the Detroit Lions in subscribers. We're friends with their guy, so we're trying to beat them. They're at like 180.
And we actually just hit 200,000 subscribers, so truly thank you all for getting us there. But the mission is back. Over 50% of you watching aren't subscribed, so if you're enjoying yourself or you've been around for a bit, consider subscribing.
You're gonna want to turn the car off for this one, brother.
Oh. And there's a DS with a bunch of games as well. For how much?
$85. I just cleared the bank. I feel like it's a safe buy. Would you agree?
Well done, sir.
Mario Kart 64, NASCAR 99,
see that.
Racer, lots of sports games. Diddy
nice.
Kong Racing, and like these three right here.
Yeah, dude, that's great.
Those are cool.
We ended up selling the N64 and the controllers for $80 and saved the games for a reason I'll explain shortly. But we decided to change the scenery and go to another neighborhood where we really didn't find anything worth buying. Thankfully, we ran into somebody we met the year prior who also resells. He had some stuff he couldn't do anything with, which we bought for $10, and then we got some food.
Okay, so we're at a fresh neighborhood. Rumor has it there's gonna be garage sales. I don't know when, maybe in a few years, but they're gonna be here. I think we should probably pick around this area for a little bit.
Yeah, looks good to me. I think so.
There could be stuff.
Yeah, let's do it.
We haven't asked.
In all seriousness, we're glad we came here. Of the few houses that were built, one had some games. We didn't get everything because there were some games they wanted to keep, but we did spend $60. We had been to at least 100 garage sales at this point, and it was getting late. So we met with Luke and gave him his stuff, and with everything else we had set aside, we got ready for the next part of our plan. Week 2. Well, day 1 still, but it's later that night. It's part of week 2. Anyways, we have all of this stuff.
But now we need to sell it all. So actually right now we are about to do an auction where we're selling everything starting at just $1 to see how much profit we can make to go towards everything we're gonna buy this week.
So we got all of our items laid out and went live on Whatnot, a live streaming auction platform. You see, to meet the rules of our challenge for our business, we decided this would be a good route for selling, at least for now. We could use eBay, Facebook Marketplace, or other means, but while we're early in this challenge, the fast nickel is going to be the most important. We sold everything, got some sleep, and ate a healthy hotel breakfast.
All right, so we're back out today for more garage sales, and we have $414 to work with. After fees, the Whatnot made us $404, which is awesome. Brother Dave, how are you feeling?
Well, I'm feeling great, but I'm really tired. We spent a lot of time selling that stuff last night, late at night, and we actually got up in the morning like 4 o'clock the night before, and so we're just nonstop going. So I'm exhausted, but the thrill of the hunt is keeping me going.
Keeps our blood boiling.
So I'm excited. But maybe we'll find something here. It's cool. So.
Lions sport.
Hey, Lions! Hey. Yeah, I'm going.
We bought a Star Wars game, some cookies from a sweet old lady, some cards, and some VHS tapes.
All right, so this is a man sale. You can tell by the sign, and we're men, so we do have tickets to go in. Predictions on what's here?
Engine hoist.
Okay.
Saw horses.
Sawhorses, hopefully. I bet it's gonna be power tools, fishing poles, and maybe a tree stand for hunting. We heard this is the man sale.
I had a lot of stuff here a couple days ago.
Oh yeah? So look for video games. I don't know if you ever did anything with old Nintendo or
I had
Sega.
a ColecoVision.
Oh,
I
did
sold
you?
last year.
Okay.
With no games left behind here, we moved on. But it was cool to get to hear some stories from someone running a man sale. We later got an original Xbox with some broken controllers for $25. But after dozens more sales that were starting to let us down, we ended up getting lucky with some Xbox games, a Game Boy SP, and Pokemon Ruby and Leaf Green. It was a great score. But right after we were about to be done for the day, we split up and found one more sale where we got another original Xbox and some various games. With that find, a new fire was lit under us, and we decided to hit a couple more sales. And of course, the one we didn't record, I found 3 pretty decent NCAA football games. But now with all these items and $287 left over, it was time to sell some stuff. Week 3. To better prepare our items for selling, we replaced some Game Boy batteries and other components on Xbox controllers. This ate into our wallet just a little bit, and for the rest of the challenge, we took out money from our profits if we did something like this. Starting at only $1, here we go. Game Boy SP,
It is working. Hello, Tommy Sean. What up? Maine Coon says, hey guys, garage sale time. What up, Maine Coons? All right, sold. Going to Treasure Trove Collectibles.
Sold going to Isla Drone.
This goes to Kazi.
This guy is 15 to 20 bucks. Only $4 right now. And it sold. So we lost money on that one, boys. It's okay.
The first round of sales were in, and it's at this point we need to mention the vault. We had our wallet, which was our working capital, but in order to beat this challenge, we needed that $50,000 in profit locked away in the vault. Once it's there, we can't take it back out. Now you might be asking, well, why vault anything then? Well, during this challenge, we told you guys that if we passed the lines in subscribers, you would completely empty our wallet, adding an unknown layer of fear and complexity to this challenge. Anyways, after fees, we added $676 to our wallet and had a great chunk of money to go out to garage sales. And a very important note is that one of our mental goals here is to slowly work our way up to buying collections. We'll get enough money for garage sales, then maybe work our way to game stores, and then if we have a few $1,000, start buying collections. That is, if we're brave enough to keep money in the wallet.
Got a box of goodies.
Yeah, kind of speculative purchase here, but there's definite value to these Matchbox planes. Like I looked up one, it was selling for 20 bucks. We got everything in here for 10. There's a really cool Air Force bookend. These guys, you got these, the Corsairs.
So each of these, it's 8 gigs of RAM on it, so for $1 for the pair, even if they're burnt out, it's a worthwhile risk.
We were in the last couple sales of this neighborhood when we spotted a Wii bundle with some Rock Band stuff. Now one person was already looking at some of the stuff, but thankfully for us, they got the Rock Band items in a couple games, but they did leave some things behind. So we got a Wii console, some various controllers, and games. Now, if you're new to the channel, please know that we're pretty much just showing the successful garage sales. For every one sale we buy something at, we don't get anything at 10, 20, even 30 others depending on the neighborhood. And this was certainly one of those days, so we traveled an additional hour away from home to a new neighborhood and hoped for better luck. We got a camera, some Nintendo slippers, Star Wars DVDs, and Wii Sports. Now these finds weren't fantastic, and we're definitely grateful for them, but we still have plenty of money to spend and expected garage sales to be better this day. So we detoured again to a game store closer to home, and boy did we find some stuff. We actually know Lou, who works here, and he brought out some items that the store can't really sell.
There's a couple more things.
Classic.
Broken handhelds and whatnot.
Sweet.
Okay.
Oh, he just said he's bringing out broken handhelds.
Let's go.
Which sometimes we can repair, especially if we're using XYAB parts. Probably hold off on those.
What's wrong with this one?
Watch this.
Oh.
So you can't tell until you open it.
Yeah, man.
This is the definite stack so far. Wrap of the
That's what I'm
Wrapper
thinking.
is a nice one.
We got quite a bit of money to spend as well, so hopefully we can make a pretty big dent.
All of these handhelds are broken, and since we can get them so cheap, we can actually pass the deal on to others to do repairs or modding. There's even some broken controllers where people can do the same.
407 bucks, all in right here. Boxes, the Wii boxes were 10 each. Wii box was 5.
Man.
5 on some of the controllers, 10 on some, all with issues. What do you think, Sky? You think we're gonna do okay?
I think so we've spent like half our money today comfortably.
Yeah, here's the receipt.
It's
flying away, get the receipt.
Oh, no.
And then Chase got right to selling, which puts us a little ahead of schedule. Week 4, we sold off everything and it brought our wallet up to $1,875. At this point, we realized maybe we should factor in gas money, so we took away $100. We'll account for this moving forward and build it into our numbers when we subtract fees. This week was going to be different because we were going to an estate sale, something we never do because usually there's too much competition for it to be worth it in our area. And sure enough, this one was packed. But it's because there were video games advertised. We went in with a massive crowd, witnessed a little scuffle right off the bat over some games, and made out with some games, cards, and toys for $201.
This whole bin was 30 bucks. That's why. So these are like, I think that one's vintage. This one I don't think
This is like when I was a kid.
I was just like, all right, there's turtles in there, 30 bucks whole bin. Why not? Oh, yeah, there you go. There you go.
Let's go, Ash.
Then there was a ton of Hot Wheels at the bottom. This one's 1979.
Look at this. We have a lot to go through here. Alpal, what did you think of your first experience?
I like listing stuff at my computer.
Oh, yeah.
We're going to regular garage sales
I
now.
like the regular garage sales much better.
Yeah.
At sales, we got an Xbox with a hard drive for $80 and didn't really have any other crazy finds until Alpal dropped $110 on some Legos.
Here's some like cool.
I just broke it. I'm so sorry. Shouldn't touch it.
Oh my god.
Oh my
like
goodness.
these are cool. I got these for $1 a piece. I mean,
Yeah, those are
actually less than that. So those are cool. I don't know what we'll get for those, but more than $1, I would say. This is really cool. Brother Dave
Before I
broke
broke
it,
it.
so it's worthless. We might as well toss it now.
But
This was marked at $50, which it seems like this whole box, and then this was marked at 50. We got this for probably like what, 90 bucks, all of this. It seems fair.
Pretty good,
I mean,
yeah.
it seems pretty good.
Which later we find out in this series, Legos were always a massive risk. But then Alpal and Brother Dave went inside of a house for some games and had one of the coolest garage sale experiences in the history of this channel.
this is super cool. Like this is like one of the coolest hangout spots I've ever seen.
Yeah.
Goodness.
That's awesome.
Play a little bit out there.
Yeah.
Am I kidding, Jim?
Goodness, it just keeps going. I think if you're fine, we can try to make a play on all of them.
Yeah, take them up.
Okay, perfect. I really had my eye on that Lord of the Rings pinball game. Huge Lord of the Rings fan, so that's
Oh yeah,
that's very cool to me.
That's so cool. Alpal, give it a shot.
Oh my gosh. Okay. All right. I mean,
hey, yeah, that's what they're here for. Do this.
I actually collect Lord of the Rings video games, and like I'm a huge Lord of the Rings fan. Oh gosh.
Oh man, that's all right, Alpal.
And thanks, guys.
Yeah, thank you. This is
Your neighborhood sometime and the garage door is open. Come on.
Just come in. Oh, hey Dave, can we come back? Yeah, that would be so fun. Thank you guys. How about the machine though? That
Lord of the Rings pinball machine. I couldn't even play pinball. I just wanted to stare at the machine.
Just see all the cool nicks and crannies of
Yeah.
the Easter eggs.
And we didn't even look at the other pinball machines because he had what, 4?
Yeah, 4 of them.
Oh, there's games here. I believe it. 100% without a doubt.
Games here.
Oh yeah, look at that. They have a couch.
Oh man.
What else do you do on a couch but game?
Nothing. I can't think of a single other thing.
And they didn't find any games. But later, they did find a Calvin Johnson jersey, and believe it or not, this would be a pivotal item in this series to give us good luck. And sure enough, right after buying the jersey, they brought out some Wii games.
So got this jersey for $1. Help us pass the line some subscribers. We also got these games for $9. So $10 sale. That was a good one. Nice job, Alpal.
Thanks.
Some of the items we were able to sell right away, others we listed on eBay, and the rest we plan to sell on Whatnot later. Remember the vault I mentioned earlier? Well, we vaulted our first bit of money, $304. Week 5. To kick this week off, we sold everything we could, bringing our wallet all the way back up to $2,048. But our listed eBay items at this point have not sold, and if they didn't by the end of this week, we'd have to give them away. The garage sales this week were supposed to be really good, with over 100 advertised, and after getting a Wii console and more at our first sale, we were ready for a ton of stuff. We put on the Lucky Lions jersey, and man, we didn't realize how much of a charm it would be. And a few sales later, we scored big.
So we're looking at all these little things. Everything on this table is $5. I'm like, that's a great buy on this guy and all of it. I don't know necessarily what to do. So you work for Mophie or like the distributor or what?
For Mophie.
For Mophie, okay.
Yeah, but my department takes stuff that comes back in from like Target and stuff.
Okay.
Then
So it's like the unsold,
Yeah.
whatever. Maybe we'll just make a pile and just make a big plan, a bunch of stuff. I mean,
Yeah. I mean, I don't know what we want to do about those speakers.
yeah.
They're $5 we shouldn't.
We really weren't sure what to do here. In general, we try to buy things we can double our money on after fees, meaning if we spend $5, we better get 10 after fees. And while these items were new, not all of them were worth a ton.
If our motto wasn't to sell everything in a week, we should probably pick it all up. But with the getting rid of it in a week, I don't know what we could do.
Yeah, because whatever doesn't sell within a week, we have to give away. That's the other thing, but it's cheap enough to where I feel like it's a good risk, you know?
Yeah.
After asking ourselves, what would we do if Chase was here, we ended up spending $300 on a chunk of these electronics. And as we were leaving, we ran into some local competition, Juan. And I use competition loosely because he actually became a friend. We occasionally buy games from him that he finds at garage sales, but it did tell us that there were other people hunting out at these sales, which comes at no surprise. This won't be the last time we see Juan in this challenge, but the rest of this area was decent with garage sales. We even got a 2DS XL that had a broken top screen, a cool Mario DVD, and 2 Xbox games. We were down on our luck, but after a quick pinball game and meeting with a Lions fan, we felt energized to press on to another area.
Yep, come on.
So we're at a sale, and we asked. And he might have some old stuff, so we'll take a look, I guess. Fingers crossed. Here.
There we go. 7 and then the 8. You did
It's
it.
a 1. Are you guys kidding? You guys don't know that Kelvin Johnson's number is 81?
I've said 7 4 times.
Yeah, we've
today,
said 7
and
this
you haven't
entire
corrected me.
We said 7 this entire video.
Kidding? That does not even look like a 7.
You're filming.
I mean, it looks
This is your
exactly
job
like
to
a
listen
7,
to
just
my
with a short
words.
little tail.
I cannot believe you guys right now.
After driving Brother Dave up a wall, we met a nice family who was happy to help us out on our journey, so we spent $70 on some decent gaming items. But after finding some more games and an Xbox case, we met another extremely cool family who geeked out with us about video games, D&D, other tabletop games, and more.
There you go, Lord of the Rings.
What? Lord of the Rings Conquest it's really good. I love it.
I don't have that one.
He's collecting every Lord of the Rings game for every
Oh, you
console.
will love that.
Yeah,
Good game.
I haven't played it.
We even got to go inside and see the Sun's game collection, but back outside we ended up buying some decent games for Xbox and GameCube. But we had to get Chase's reaction with how lucky this day was.
My first impression is this could be a home run.
And thankfully, all of our items on eBay sold before the week was over, bringing our wallet to $1,597 after fees and shipping. Week 6. I fall down the stairs for an intro, but you know the drill. We sold everything, made about $1,500, and got ready for garage sales.
We have just about $3,100 to spend today.
Yeah.
I don't think we're gonna spend it all because there's like 8 or 9 garage sales.
Never say never.
We scrounged around for a bit and found a couple items here and there. Not nothing, but nothing super special. To hopefully pick up the slack, Chase ended up going out on a different route to find some stuff. We went to more sales and heard one couple talk about how they threw away all of their games just a few months ago.
Sounded like it was an old PlayStation, probably PS1, PS2, something like that,
Yep.
with all the games. That breaks my heart. We were so
know.
excited, but
I
Matt,
got locks.
We had to get something, so we traveled to a local pawn shop to hopefully find some games, but as soon as we did, we had to leave. Juan, I mentioned earlier, was headed to the barn to sell us some games he just picked up from a sale. He went to a garage sale, asked for games, and ended up getting this pretty nice collection. We agreed on spending $550 with Juan and vaulted everything else, bringing our wallet to $1,000. Week 7. Selling everything brought us all the way up to $2,500, and with a big week of garage sales here, we gathered the whole crew to go out hunting.
Today, it's me, Matt, and David, and we're all going sailing. The only challenge is we can't overspend because we have another team also spending money. I hope that we get close to spending all that.
First sale of the day. It is a local, somewhat of a connection. He's a really nice guy. He loves collectibles, toys, vintage, and sometimes we score big, sometimes he's asking too much, but either way, it's gonna be very interesting.
also, Thane's here today. Where's all the Thane fans in the chat?
Not only did we have to be careful with our spending because of 2 teams, but we had enough money to start stretching our sourcing operations. Early in the challenge, we knew after we got a few thousand from garage sales, we'd start buying collections and more. Well, the opportunity came up where we could spend over $1,000 on a pallet of video game accessories, so we definitely needed some profits.
Is this all original?
That's all original.
So tell me a little bit about this guy.
He's the rare one.
We were brought these Lego figures, all of which had decent value. Notably, the original Jango Fett, which can sell for $250 alone. But since we only have a week to sell everything, getting that price could prove tough. So we decided to shoot our shot and offered $170 for all the figures.
I think we could sell it quick at 200. We can maybe push for 220. But like if that doesn't sell, then the whole buy is bad.
Yeah, it is a
The
very
other
risky
figures,
buy.
the Darth Vader might be worth 25, 30. The Luke might be worth 25, 30.
I would take your offer.
You'll take it?
I don't need it. I
Yeah.
made money. I'm good.
There you go.
With a big success at this sale, Alpal and his team managed to get...
We got these games, $1 a piece, and Alex got that.
I got a punching bag, guys. I'm gonna put Skylar in it. And, yep. Oh gosh.
Now, we all kept hunting, but when we said the whole crew was out, we meant the crew, which includes Granny.
Granny, for those that don't know, is the one that took me garage sailing when I was 8 to 16 every week. Is a big part of the reason I have the thrill to find instilled in me. But She just called. She's out sailing too. She asked for games, like the legend she is, on my behalf. The guy said he has a basement full of them and he wants them gone. And she left her number and then just called me and let me know where it is.
And believe me when I tell you, sales with finds like this are not common. The owners had a tub full of video game stuff, but it was unknown if any of it would be working. And the owner understood what our business was and was happy to sell it to us.
Oh, you guys gotta make money. I know that.
I appreciate that.
I want it out of my basement.
Yeah. I'm gonna have to call my grandma and let her know it panned out.
You guys make $400 on it? That's okay. I don't care.
Hi, dog.
What's up?
Wanted to let you know I went to that sale and we got it all.
What sale?
The sale you told me about.
Oh, really?
Yeah, it was a great score.
Was it a good score?
Oh, yeah.
He wanted to get that out of his basement, he said.
Yeah.
After more garage sales from both teams, we showed off our finds to each other and realized we had a lot of things to sell. Week 8. We miraculously got the eBay sales we wanted, including the Django Fett, which only sold for $180, but everything else we sold on Whatnot for $1,401. But then, we had to buy that pallet of video game accessories for $1,500. And shipping ended up getting delayed, so we'll have 1 week to sell it from the time it arrives. Brother Dave and Alpal went to garage sales where they found a Dale Earnhardt poster. He sort of became a mascot for this challenge due to, prior mispronunciation.
Who is that? I can't read cursive. Dale Elefante? I said that wrong.
Are you joking?
No, what's his name?
Isn't it Dale Earnhardt?
Ironheart.
Earnhardt.
I'm still very embarrassed by it.
Yeah.
How much for it?
Yeah.
I think I have $1 on it, maybe.
Come on now.
All right, we'll just take it.
Let's get it for
We'll
$1.
just take it.
Yeah.
Thank you.
Yeah, you take care.
Have a good one. This is my new favorite NASCAR driver.
What's his name?
Elefante. Dale Elefante here. And this is, I don't even know. This has got to go in the barn, doesn't it?
I think so.
Next to my desk. I don't have
of
anything
course.
next to my desk,
Yeah.
so we can hang it up. This is sealed, by the way, so it could be worth millions now.
You never know.
Yeah.
It is signed.
Signed by Dale Elefante.
But with competition in the area, they sped up the pace and got some Pokemon plushies. And after a PS2 score, David put on the Lucky Lions jersey to hopefully summon some more finds. So sure enough, a few sales later, someone brought out a Spice Orange GameCube, controllers, and some games. But not only that, they later found 2 bins full of games. The seller wanted $150 for the Atari bin and $100 for the Nintendo bin. Comment what you would have bought, but the boys got the Nintendo bin. Week 9. We found 3 items we forgot to sell, so we set those aside to be given away at the end of the challenge. But the pallet we bought was finally delivered, and organizing it all was its own beast. But now, the clock starts on selling it.
I'm definitely, it's nerve-wracking for sure, because with what we have established with our rules, we have to give away what we don't sell, so...
Even that will be tough.
I think the stress level is definitely on, but I mean, the hope is that we could at least double our money, right?
Yeah.
So, I mean, we want to at least get $3,000 in a week on this, which... That's a tall task.
It's plausible. After organizing all 480 controllers and realizing the dire need to sell things, we decided that we should just go to some more garage sales.
It's way up there.
But the entire day, we ended up scraping the bottom of the barrel in most cases, spending less than $100 on relatively mediocre stuff. With that being said, this is still probably the average garage sale day. So to turn the day around, we went to our favorite pawn shop and spent nearly $1,000. The bulk of which came from this super nice Sony camera. A risky buy, but one we were confident in making. Week 10. Crunch time was here to sell everything we had, and there was a lot. We're talking over 500 items to sell. We determined the best way to sell these controllers was to bundle them in boxes as is for super cheap. Then the buyers can do any necessary testing and cleaning, and then they can flip the controllers themselves to as much as quadruple their money. This was kind of our first time experimenting with the middleman wholesale selling approach. And to our surprise, we sold a ton much quicker than we thought, adding $3,600 to our wallet after all fees and the original pallet shipping cost we forgot about. Then after another auction and selling some items, including the camera on eBay, we wound up with an insane $8,277. Since we spent time shipping and doing normal business stuff, we were short on time to source. But thankfully our longtime friend and fellow reseller Michael Cash was getting ready to host his own garage sale. He deals in mainly silver, gold, and jewelry and offered us first dibs on the stuff he doesn't typically sell. So we made a nice stack of stuff.
We're only at $104 for everything here so far. That's a double, triple up.
Yeah.
We didn't spend a lot of money initially, but then he brought out his stock of video games, consoles, accessories, and that's where we started spending.
A factory sealed Wii.
My PS4. The biggest paperweight in existence. Oh, here we go. Here's a Wii U. And a good mix of games here.
We even bought a Power Glove, one of Nintendo's worst inventions and maybe the most notorious gaming accessory of all time. Alpal and Matt were somewhat impressed with what we got, including a brand new Wii. But we got one item in particular that Alpal enjoyed.
There is one box that I want you guys to check out real quick. Just...
This is what I think.
Jeez.
Week 11, we were officially halfway through our challenge time frame. We knew that a challenge like this would require exponential growth, with the majority of our profit coming in the last couple weeks. But even with that knowledge, we were falling a bit behind pace, so we had a serious meeting.
Guys, I have to ask you, how do we get back on track to the 50K goal?
Sell more games.
Okay, but how do we get the games?
I think we need to start buying collections. That's what we're good at.
We kind of knew when we set this goal that 50,000 in 5 months was going to be next to impossible if we didn't buy collections. So I think now that we have enough in the wallet, it's like the best time for it.
And the thing with garage sales is if you spend $1,000 on a day of garage sailing, that is a massive home run of a success. You got a ton of great inventory, but we haven't even come close to that once this year. And we have quite a lot of working capital to where we really need to use it to get good inventory. But we can't just get any collection. We got to get stuff that can sell quick, that people want, just popular good stuff that will sell fast. All right, Sky, come with me. We have garage sales coming. Alpal, buy some collections. Matt, sell some games.
So we went to some garage sales in style on a golf cart. But we got practically nothing. Thankfully, Juan, who you met earlier, brought us a nice collection he had purchased. So we spent about $800 on everything he had. Yeah, week number 12. Selling the stuff we got from Juan was easy because it was popular and brought us to just under $10,000 in the wallet, which was going to come in handy because already Michael Cash had another batch of games he wanted to sell. Batch is putting it lightly because he filled his truck bed. Even with utilizing connections like Michael in mind, going into this challenge, we still thought our goal of $50,000 was impossible. But if you are thinking about reselling or you do resell, the opportunities you can have by making connections with local competition is only going to help you in the long run. And speaking of connections, after spending around $1,000 with Michael, another one named Brad came by. He typically sells toys and we've seen him at sales for years.
So you sell at a lot of flea markets, and that's how we met many years ago. So we've done tons of deals, and you had a bunch of video games when you started, a ton from your childhood and stuff, and I bought a bunch of those. That's how we connected.
Yes.
But then you also always have stuff like this, the Star Wars, and all that good stuff. But you hit me up and let me know that you found a Mario Party 7. And can you just feel how that case feels, how glossy that, don't worry, I ain't letting it fall. How glossy that feels.
The lightning reflexes of the video game master.
I've bought some similar stuff from you about a year ago. These are vintage.
Yes, these are vintage. These are kind of crazy because some of these are still, if you zoom in, unpunched. Literally unpunched card back, Star Wars. Sadly, they're not mocks, they're not mint on cards, but the story is the collection I got from the gentleman, he had bought them all back in the day as a kid. He had them all originally on the cards, but then back in 1986 or something, some radio ad came on and said, oh, it's a waste of space to store your Star Wars cards mint on cards, just take them off the cards and just store them that way. So the moment he heard that story, he started ripping them. He literally ripped them. But the other crazy great thing about this collection is some of these have the limited edition, these stickers. These stickers, just by having these stickers on these cards, make the cards worth an extra $10 to $20 each.
Oh, that's cool.
Now, items like this truly are amazing to find, and to hear the story makes it even more memorable. But we were instantly wondering, can these sell well for us if we only have a week? Hey, it's week 13. After we vaulted a bit of money to get us to an even $8,000, we began the journey of selling again. We notably lost money on all 7 Wii consoles we bought from Michael Cash, but the overall purchase was still very profitable.
How did we do on the Star Wars stuff?
Okay. We profited $100 on $650 spent on the figures themselves. So it's not great. Certainly a low profit margin for how much how many dollars that we spent, but I think we probably left $300-400 on the table if we were to wait the full 3 to 6 months for them to sell on eBay.
So that's $750 back pretty much, which I think puts us just over $11,000 in our wallet.
But there were no garage sales this week, so we had to get creative and hit several places all around our city to try and find inventory. We even wound up at our favorite pawn shop again and went to the back to pick out some games from there. But all of that pales in comparison to some of the items we get in week 14. The week started off in a weird way, with Michael Cash showing me a sealed collection of old World War II figures, models, and more. We thought about buying it all, but the whole collection ended up being worth around $10,000, and we just decided not to. But that's because we had a person who wanted to sell their Pokemon collection to us.
Lawrence reached out on Instagram and mentioned that he had a collection with a lot of Pokemon and was just about an hour and a half from us.
Lawrence had been collecting for years, mainly Pokemon type stuff, but there were plenty of other unique items as well. We wanted to make a play for all the games and cards that he had, but his starting price was just a bit too high for us to come to a deal. But we were able to make a deal on the items that were in really good condition and spent about $3,000.
Seeing it laid out like this, you can definitely see we got some great stuff. I mean, we got Pokemon Crystal. This is my favorite Pokemon game of all time. The one that I started with, 16 Badges of Glory. I mean, you got yellow, gold, silver. Those are all in amazing condition. Puzzle Challenge, really tough to find in the box. Stadium box is looking stunning. The condition is incredible, and we were very picky.
And then Alpal actually said, Alpal, oh, there you are. You said that you got a collection.
I did.
It's a collection, which we
And
have
it goes well with what you picked up.
Yeah, that's actually kind of cool.
Like, it's a lot of like Pokemon,
Yeah, Pokemon
3DS
stuff.
Pokemon.
But yeah, this stuff looks super clean. I like that there's a lot of Pokemon 3DS
Yeah.
games, various just nice selection.
I did have to pay up for it. Not as much as you had to pay up for that one.
These buys were particularly interesting because it was nearly all Pokemon. It meant we could do a Pokemon themed auction and hopefully maximize on everything, making up for our higher buy cost. Would you rather spend $100 to make $100 in profit, or spend $1,000 to make $300 in profit? This is just an example of the questions we ask ourselves, but let us know what you would do in the comments. Later, we went to a game store to meet Lou again, who had a bunch of broken consoles for us. We also looked at some loose game cases, manuals, and other stuff that the game store can't really sell easily. I would highly recommend building relationships with your local game stores because they could be willing to get rid of things that they're not able to sell for cheap. Week 15. We started by selling all the broken consoles to a Discord member who does repairs and made it super quick, $815. And then Alpal had secured a deal on a GameCube collection.
Do you remember the name of the seller?
Cody.
Cody. Thank you, Cody.
Cody.
This is all, I mean, this is like legit all GameCube.
We then got to selling, and it's at this point in the challenge we were actively seeking out collections worth over $10,000. That's the only way this challenge was possible. And you might notice by our wallet, but we didn't have money for that.
It's tiring to run an auction for like 6 straight hours.
Dude, Alex's back
Yeah.
hurts. Maybe that's like a way of saying he was carrying you the whole time. I don't know what that means.
No, I had to carry him today.
What do you think we made after fees?
Well, we did. We had some coupons available too, so I would say maybe 6,500.
Wow, 6,600 something.
So it's like 50% markup on top of our buy cost, basically.
Yeah, I think the number was like 48% or something like that.
Okay.
Then Chase, Thane, and Brother Dave went out to a citywide garage sale, and they almost instantly found a killer Xbox bundle, cameras, and a DS for $70. Later, there were even more game finds, including one where they brought out an N64, Super Nintendo, and games for both. Now, they ended up keeping it for their kids, which we always love to see. And tip for parents, please don't sell games without talking to your kids first. Many of you in the comments have shared your horror stories of what your parents did with your games, and I'm very sorry. They did find a Wii in some games later, and on a callback, they got a Game Boy Color with some games in a super cool way. And since this is a recap, I can't dive into every garage sale throughout this video to show how special some of these moments are, because there's just a lot of nuance throughout. So if you're enjoying this journey so far and want more, subscribe so you don't miss the super cut of this entire series. We enhanced and reimagined the entire series for your viewing pleasure all in one big video, but now, Week 16. Sales got our wallet up to $18,000, and we went out to garage sales for potentially one last time. In the background, we had a bunch of collections pending, but they all had to arrive at the precise time for us to afford them. And in a turn of events, we wound up in the pawn shop's basement, where we dug through bins of electronics for hours, trying to find things worth buying or repairs.
Well, there's PS2 in here, and an iPad,
There's N64
and an
in there.
N64. All right. What the heck?
I didn't expect there to be anything interesting
Dude,
back
look at all
here.
these handy cams.
But then after getting back home to the game barn, we found boxes and bins full of video games.
We're gonna go through it rapid fire. LPAL sealed the deal on this collection. I believe our buy cost was...
It's over $6,000.
Over $6,000.
Yes.
So that
Now-
implies this is a pretty good collection.
To my knowledge, it's worth like around the $14,000 mark.
I don't know what we got.
I kind of forget.
Okay.
I think there's Pokemon somewhere in here,
Okay.
but there is a good amount of like kind of filler. Ooh, there it is.
So we got the Smash Bros controller. I truly, guys, have no idea what is gonna be here. Love seeing Switch games.
There we go.
Sealed, baby. Whole bunch of controllers, accessories. So we have a SNES Classic as well.
The collection ended up being a mix of everything. Pokemon items, Switch games, retro games, and over 100 amiibos, making up the bulk of the deal. And the centerpiece of this whole collection was within this GameCube box, being worth a couple thousand in value alone. It included some awesome Pokemon games and handhelds. We vaulted more money, getting us to a clean $12,000 in our wallet, but with hundreds of items to sell, we were going to have to hard focus on selling if we were going to be able to buy the collections that we had our eyes on. Week 17. It's at this point I'll let you in on a little secret. In the background for the last couple weeks, we've been talking with someone who has a collection worth tens of thousands of dollars. But with our wallet at $12,000, we couldn't afford it. So here's the plan. The only time we could buy this collection is if we met the seller one state away during the country's longest garage sale, US 127. But we still didn't have enough money for the collection, so we needed to buy 2 more collections this week, go through them, and sell them all within the same week on top of the hundreds of items we already bought the week prior. So, that's what we did. The selling side of everything took many hours, but somehow we went from $9,000 to over $26,000. The plan couldn't have been falling into place better.
Garage sales, US 127, world's longest garage sale, starting at a fairgrounds in Van Wert, Ohio, with 350 vendors in one spot. I am a kid in a candy store. I am so excited. Let's go. But first, Brother Dave, I have something for you.
You do?
I do. And since you're the world's biggest fan of Dale Elefante,
Hey!
aka Dale Earnhardt, he's ready.
Oh, wow.
That's the whole thing.
Who knows?
I hope it fits. It is vintage.
Very ruffled. Oh, wow. This is wonderful.
Yes, it
Man,
fits.
I gotta get this signed.
Let's go.
You know? So,
Good luck.
thank-
I can further tell he's not a real fan. He died famously in a horrible NASCAR accident.
What?
Dale, yeah.
Did you know this?
David, I've been trying to tell you.
With David's heart completely broken, we scoured the fairgrounds and garage sales for some finds, got a few scores, and even did a TV interview.
The garage sales have been pretty horrible so far, but Robert with the collection did just call and confirm that he is on the way. And this could be one of the greatest collections we've gotten all year, with one of the craziest games that I've been looking for probably 20 years.
Yeah.
A couple hours later, we met for the collection and prepared our wallet.
So Robert, how did you acquire the collection?
So, I mean, I guess the short story would be I've been collecting for the better part of 20 years.
20 years.
Ever since my late teens. So,
Dang.
just kind of just grabbed stuff over the years. I've sold off. This is, you guys are actually getting, this is the sentimental stuff for me. This is the stuff that I kept after I sold off all my stuff. I actually had over 600 complete box NES games at one point.
Wow.
Like complete set almost?
Almost, I was going for a complete set, yeah. But
Dang, man.
The wind was fierce and the rain was about to come pouring down, so we had to be quick, but there were still boxes full of games to go through and inspect. One box was full of Zelda games, another was full of NES and SNES, and another box was full of handhelds and the most rare Sega Saturn games that you can find. But after several boxes, we got to the one that mattered most.
Dang, look at that.
there's some glory in here, fellas.
Oh my gosh. There's one that jumps out to me more than anything else. I don't know about you guys.
Yeah.
Yeah, Mega Man 2.
Mega Man 4, 5, and 6. I'll let you do the honors,
All right.
Chase.
Here we go. Whew. There it is. That's the grail right there.
Little Samson, a game that came out later in the Nintendo's life cycle. It was hardly made, and it's very fun. To many, this is the holy grail of retro game collecting. This game has always been expensive, and Robert told us he actually purchased it for $450, even back in 2008. Today, just the cartridge can easily fetch over $2,000.
Box Adventure. That one pushes the over $1,000 range. Stack up the big box. Mega Man 5 is, I think, the biggest. Mega Man 1 and Mega Man 5. And a beautiful copy, as Robert mentioned, of Ninja Gaiden 3. River City Ransom, Dracula's Curse, Major League Baseball, Ninja Gaiden 2, another Tecmo Super Bowl, Castlevania 2, Mag Max, Othello. It's a beautiful box. I think it's time to settle up.
Drain the account.
Yes.
Well, I'm glad you're keeping something, man.
Yeah.
I was hoping there would be some in there that you.
Yeah. I gotta keep that one. So with me buying a holy grail to add to the collection, Little Samson, the total that we're spending for 10 to 50K challenge is $17,604. Did I get that right?
Yep.
$17,604 for an absolutely beautiful collection.
This collection really was one for the books, and being able to see Chase keep Little Samson was awesome. But as for the rest of it, you know the drill. Week 18. With Dale Earnhardt by our side, we prepared to enter the final stages of this challenge. We had just a few more dominoes to set in a line before the 5 months was up, because even if we sold everything we had right then and didn't consider fees, we still wouldn't be close to the $50,000 profit goal. Thankfully, we had a few more collections lined up to hopefully set us up for success. The issue? If we buy things this week, it obviously takes away from our wallet, but we may have to sell them instantly so we can prepare to buy even more for next week. Lou from the game store even came over to sell us some stuff, and then we barely had enough money after an auction to buy a collection.
That means I think it's time for us to maybe unbox this stuff. And there's another issue.
Okay.
There's another collection that's coming. Will you shut up? There's another collection that's coming in, which I believe is very, very expensive. Alpal, I'm sorry for telling you to shut up. How much is that new collection worth?
Like 18,000.
It's worth like 18,000, so we're gonna need quite a bit of money, but that could bring us home in this challenge.
This is everything. And boy, Ryan, it's a nice collection. I'm gonna bet, Skylar, I don't know if you did these two stacks. I'm gonna guess you thought these were the highest valued ones.
Yeah.
Right? You were right for the most part, but you actually missed the most valuable one. So this is the second most valuable one. Working Designs, man. Just look at that. About a $500 game.
Is it this one? This is Hudson Soft. Is it?
It is.
Let's go.
Space Adventure Uncommon one. This is over $500.
But not only that, the next collection was full of Super Nintendo games. And we're not talking lower end stuff. Among the collection were nearly the top 50 most valuable cartridges for the console.
Okay.
Wild Guns.
Yep.
How about, would you like,
It's got some wear on it though.
oh, would you like Pocky Rocky 2?
Yeah.
What about Search for Eden?
Oh.
Would you like Ghoul Patrol?
Yeah.
How about, would you like Earthbound?
Yeah. Earthbound is
about-
mine.
How about Space Megaforce?
Golly. Yep.
Would you like Final Fight Guy?
Sure.
Woo-hoo. Would you like Captain Commando?
Yeah. I would.
What about Tug On It?
Seriously? Okay, it's got a little
It's
wear,
got
but
wear.
that's yeah.
And we'll let Matt give you the last one.
Here you go. Aero Fighters. Oh my gosh.
Do you guys think with this stuff, like we could finish the challenge?
No.
I do.
Weirdly, we ended the week with selling everything the week prior and sprinkled in some games you just saw. And that brought our wallet up to $27,000. A great place to wrap the week. Just kidding, we spent another $9,000 on a collection with the money we had just made to really set us up for the final week. It's worth mentioning that for the entire series so far, we've done silly intros. Maybe you've seen them, but if you haven't, here's every single one all at once.
$10 to $50,000 in 5 months.
Anyways, with over $18,000 in our wallet, we wanted to go back to a simpler time. So Chase and David went out to garage sales for the final time. And not just any sale, but Michigan's longest sale. They had a great time going out to sales. Although they didn't find a ton of super cool stuff, the memories that they got to make were awesome.
All right, well, US 12, Michigan's longest garage sales, came through pretty well for us. We had a really good time, got some decent scores, you know, cameras, figures, games, but we still want more games. And there's actually a local previous garage sale connection, Lonnie, who might be meeting up with either me or one of the crew very soon with a nice little lot of video games, looking for a deal of around maybe 150 bucks. So hopefully that comes through and that'll make this a really solid day.
And secure the games from Lonnie we did. But to execute the final step of this challenge, we had to do some quick thinking. If we add up the potential value of everything we have from last week and what we just got, there's a shot we hit our $50,000 goal. So we scheduled 3 Whatnot auctions and got to selling.
First auction of the week is done. We sold all the Sega CD stuff and Genesis, but people also wanted more, so we added like a bunch of the Super Nintendo games, sealed Switch games, sealed 3DS. People were just super excited because we had so many great things. As you guys know, we bought multiple collections. Sega CD stuff did great because the condition is unbelievable. So we had a few Sega CD collectors in there that were ready for it. You know, like this one, I think went for around 500 bucks. It's just in beautiful condition. The Genesis stuff did pretty good, a little bit less interest in that. All of it's sold, and our total in sales.
Yeah, so let's put up the number. Boom, right here. Thank you, brother
number.
Dave. Alpal, how are you feeling with those sales?
You know, I'm gonna be real. I thought there wasn't a chance of us succeeding in this challenge.
Oh, I don't think any of us, Matt.
I wanted us to fail.
Matt wanted us to fail. He's been working against us.
I truly thought there was no chance of us succeeding. So the fact that we're probably gonna do it, I'm very excited.
So you actually just came to a deal on something recently.
Something. I didn't plan for it to be for $10 challenge, but it could if we need it. It's not a big collection.
We have the funds to buy it.
If we're too far off, it's not gonna be enough.
Well, we all did some thinking, and I think we're gonna buy this box.
That makes sense. We paid $2,500. Both of these consoles. Nice. I mean, that's pretty nice condition overall. And
see a Chrono Trigger.
Yeah, Chrono Trigger. I believe that's a first print. It's just a lot of nice condition. Like everything's popular titles, like Chrono Trigger, Dragon Quest.
Oh,
maybe not that one. Dragon Quest, Final Fantasy, Dragon Quest.
Okay,
like,
Mr. Chase.
Yes.
How you feeling going into this auction? One of the last, potentially.
Potentially one of the last. I'm a little nervous, but excited. Like, we have some insanely good stuff. And we just added this beautiful stuff right here, and like, it's the home stretch, and it could go one way or the other. So, you don't know until you're like 4 hours in, and it kind of dictates which way it's gone. So I'm gonna start with like higher end sealed Switch games, rapid fire. The start of the auction, always like bring in as much heat as possible. But then we have a ton of collector's editions and things that I think we'll save for a little bit later to bring some hype later into the auction. The other reason is like Alpal has to kind of prep some stuff in the beginning, so I gotta be able to do everything solo.
That's right, we have all this.
We have this, we have stuff downstairs that you and Matt need to prep after we start. The stuff that's in that box is really clean, really beautiful, like handheld stuff, which people don't even know is coming.
And I'm looking at our numbers, and we are currently at $27,322. So Matt, that's still like 20,000 more in sales that we need, because we have like over 3,000 vaulted. Matt and I are going to continue to get everything ready for the auction. There's pretty much today and tomorrow to do it. It's going to be a couple long days.
Hey Chase, real quick, before you're on the next one, how you feeling?
Good. Having fun.
Okay.
Little update. I'm busy getting all these discs ready for the disc cleaner, and Matt is testing some of the consoles that we got so we can sell them. Matt, how's it going? Okay, but there's a little bit of an issue. Matt, I'm gonna need you to come here for a sec. Listen to this. We're looking at all the discs that need to be cleaned, and I glance over here, and I see this.
That says $10 E17.
That means I forgot to sell this stack.
An entire stack of games.
I knew we had more too in the bin for this week. I was like, I swear there were more games. So now, this entire stack has to be given away. With a big blunder by me realized, the second auction finished up, bringing us to almost $39,000. We felt great about this number, and we still had the really valuable SNES games to sell. But that might not actually be a good thing. I drew this bell curve to kind of illustrate what I mean. It's not perfect, but on Whatnot, if an item is typically cheap, it's unlikely we will get 100% of its rough value. But this can also hold true for really expensive items. As the value goes up, demand can go down, and the amount we can sell it for can too. Ideally, we would have a lot longer than 1 week to sell everything, so we could potentially maximize that number on other platforms. But we don't have that luxury in this challenge.
There's so many ridiculous heavies that we're hoping that people are ready to go for those. It could be the grand finale we're hoping for, but I'm also concerned, like, starting at 9 a.m., you know, it's early. That's just the only way that we can make it happen, you know?
We looked over our inventory for the final auction, went over some final strategy, and went live. Things started slow, kind of as expected, but we had one sale that was, well, it hurt.
This sold for $875.
This is a 97.
I mean, they could resell that.
Oh yeah, it's $1,400 on price charting.
Well, it's got similar, but worth more than that.
Yeah. We sold everything and gave away our last 2 items that never sold, including this sweet helmet that's like $200. But before we figure out what our sales were, and regardless of the outcome, there's a lot we want to say, but I think Chase summed it up the best.
So as we add up the numbers, I want to take a moment to reflect on how this business has changed. It started with just me in my mom's basement, a little kid with a dream. Eventually I moved out to a 1-bedroom apartment and ran the business from there during college. Got a 2-bedroom apartment after getting married to my beautiful wife and continued the business in that apartment with her by my side. Soon after that, I started making these American Picker garage sale type videos, actually inspired by Aaron and Ricky from Retro Liberty, who now go by Pixel Game Squad on YouTube. And through the process of making terribly edited videos for fun, I started to get to know some amazing people in this community. And guys, I never expected this channel to grow to the point that it has, and even to the point where it would make sense to hire an editor. But you guys helped it to get to that point, and what a blessing that has been. I actually said a lot of times that I would never hire anybody, but now I work with 4 of my absolute best friends. A lot of you have been part of this journey, and even some of you have been around since the 1-bedroom in a basement days. Hundreds of garage sale adventures have occurred, countless collections have been purchased. The original Game Barn buyout happened, 50,000 games. Hobby Shop Ron. Build the Barn happened. Comment Build the Barn if you were part of that process. Our very own video game reselling Discord was started actually 3 years ago, and the amazing community that's over there continues to thrive. We started Pokemon Pursuit, where a lot of this collection has been built, and I got to attend my first game conventions where I met so many of you guys. But now for the results. In our wallet, after all of these auctions, we passed over $55,000. So we vaulted it all, bringing us to over $59,000 total in the series profited. I'm actually shocked. I thought we created an impossible goal, but we did it in 19 weeks.
Thank you to everyone watching and to everyone that bought these items through this time. If you liked this video, consider subscribing. If you didn't, we all appreciate you for watching this long. And check out this video because YouTube knows you're gonna like it.